I'm finally ready. Okay, my vignette this week is called Little Robert of Portobello Road. Because I used to be a collectibles antique dealer, and one of my specialities was ventriloquist dummies. So, we, the collectible vintage dealers of Portobello Road Flea Market, called Robert Gray Little Robert. I suppose he was young and gay, but not especially little or camp. I adored Little Robert, who had a wonderful stage speaking voice. He had trained as an actor, but when resting, would scurry around the flea markets looking for antique collectibles to sell to dealers like myself. He successfully found me ventriloquist dummies, as I had about 8 in my ever-growing magical vent collection. We would see Little Robert without fail every Saturday, as he was one of the regular characters of Portobello Road. Over a period of time, he bought a small flat with inherited money. I never saw it, but he described it in graphic detail. It was a one-bedroom bachelor flat, the wrong end of Angel in Islington, on the crossroads with Pentonville Road, the salubrious red light district area, I was told. Suddenly, Little Robert stopped coming to Portobello. Why? What had happened? I became concerned. Silence reigned. Months later, he reappeared, severely changed. He looked older, wiser, and was obviously on medication. Gone was the light-hearted, gay Little Robert. I demanded to know what had happened. But what a story! One night, Robert was in bed asleep, reading between the lines, I don't believe he was alone, when crash wallop, a black taxicab drove into his flat through his living room wall, just like in a Laurel and Hardy comedy film, only it was for real. The driver was unhurt and ran for his life. The taxi had broken through the wall and was wedged in front of the bedroom door, so poor Robert, apart from being in shock, could not open it to get out and report the incident to the police. This was in the early 80s, and mobile phones were not conveniently on the bedside table. Robert pushed and pushed, but at 1 a.m. he was shaken and trapped. The only way out, through his bedroom window on the 2nd floor. What to do? Somehow he clambered down a drain pipe in the moonlight into his backyard and tried to jump over the wall to alert a neighbour. He never spoke about his bedfellow, and I didn't dare ask. The neighbours, on hearing the resounding crash, alerted the police, thinking they'd seen a burglar escaping out of the window down the drain pipe. The police arrived and arrested him, not seeing the funny side, especially as there was no black cab driver as a witness, because he had scarpered into the night. Poor Little Robert was hauled down to the police station in his pyjamas to give a statement and prove he was not a burglar. Obviously, he didn't want to involve his bedfellow as a witness. Later, after his ordeal, having nowhere to live because his flat had to be completely renovated, he had a complete nervous breakdown. He ended up in a private nursing home, sharing a room with a famous TV actor, but wouldn't say which one. He told me he was on the same wavelength as him. Was it perhaps Jeremy Brett, who played Sherlock Holmes on telly? There was a hint it could have been. He rarely came to visit us at Lipka's Arcade after his disaster. We heard he did well out of the large insurance claim, buying a bigger and better flat. After that, I had to find my own dummies until I finally had 12, which my future husband, Magical Martin, helped me sell to Ritonio, the Swiss ventriloquist and magician from Appenzell, Switzerland, who had opened a museum and an auction house. Martin stated he did not want to become the 13th dummy.